This is the AM News with me, Sweetie Abochi. Let's get into the details. Now, the National Democratic Congress has rejected the Electoral Commission's final voter register shortly after the commission declared the document certified and fit for the general elections. The NDC requested for the summary statistics of the register before leaving the premises. What was expected to be done in a few clicks took more than 6 hours, with the commission still unable to produce the summary statistics. The NDC later refused to accept the register while disputing the EC's claim that the register is certified. My colleague Michael Ashali was there and reports.
We will today, Wednesday the 6th of November, present you with the soft copies of the final certified voters register for the 2024 general election.
Chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Jan Mensah, says the EC has finally compiled the final voters register after resolving all outstanding issues with the register. She proceeded to distribute the finalized register to representatives from political parties and independent candidates.
It is finished. I present you with the copy of the final certified voters register for the 2024 election.
What started out as a regular presentation of the final voters register to the various political parties and the candidates that will be standing in the December 7 polls soon turned chaotic. The NDC's Deputy Director of Elections and IT, Dr. Rashid Tanko, described the register as incomplete.
Clearly, we are holding on to some of the information. Because now you want us to go and then look at this based on what you are talking about. Why not add that one to that certified, to make it certified? Because it appeared it's incomplete.
Although initially reluctant to accept it, Dr. Tanko later collected a copy of the register, requesting the EC to provide a summary statistics of the register.
We are not going to take it out unless they give us those statistics, of which is part and parcel of the process.
He also rejected the EC's use of the word certified register, insisting the law has been breached.
The procedure of certifying the register, she mentioned Regulation 27. I thought she was going to read Regulation 27, 1, 2, 3, up to the 4. There are 4 listed under Regulation 27. It clearly stated how a register is to be certified. And one of it is that there is going to be formed adjudication committee, of which political parties are going to be part of it. Have you had any adjudication committee? And you are satisfying the register?
The EC, in response, asked for some time to produce the summary statistics. After a 6-hour wait, the commission returned with an apology. IT consultant to the Electoral Commission, Dr. Yao Ofori Ejei, explained that the process took longer than they expected.
I apologize sincerely for the delay in getting you the statistics as was promised.
Commissioner Jan Mensah says the request is not grounded in law and the EC cannot be forced to grant it.
If you choose to return it, that's your prerogative. You can do so. And this is a request you are making. It is not binding in law. I mean, we are not obliged to give it to you. But I think as a commission that believes in transparency, that accommodates and is responsive to the needs of its stakeholders, we don't have a problem generating the detailed summary for you, but we are not obliged.
This drew the anger of some political parties. The NDC returned the hard disk drive containing the voters' register, insisting they will only accept it alongside the requested summary statistics.
If they don't bring the ballot statistics or the voter statistics and the summaries, we are not going to take the register. We've returned it. We are officially telling, we have returned the drive back to them until we get the summaries. What is she talking about?
Nana Gyao Sapon, representing Alan Tramantin, says the EC's posture leaves much to be desired.
Personally, I see that as the commission being so disrespectful to us. I see that as the commission not taking us serious. They are just taking us for granted. Basically, that is what it is. You understand?
Meanwhile, the NPP, represented by Evans Nimaku, said they were satisfied with the process and will give the EC additional time to provide the summary statistics.
On the part of New Patriotic Party, we will keep our guide, and we hope that the one now given, or by tomorrow, we will have the copy so that our IT people can then look at it.
The Electoral Commission is racing against time now to produce the summary statistics that they promised to hand over to the various political parties and the candidates that will be standing in the December polls. After 6 hours, they have asked for more time. Only time will tell when exactly they will be able to produce this. For Joy News, Michael Ashale.
Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin says there is a grand agenda by both the executive and judiciary to weaken and undermine the Parliament of Ghana. In a no-holds-barred press conference to address recent controversies over the declaration of some seats vacant, Alban Bagbin described the recent development as a power play and an interference in both the executive and the judiciary to interfere in the duty of Parliament. And the Speaker claimed the conduct of both arms are destabilizing Ghana's democracy. And our Parliamentary Affairs correspondent, Kweku Asante, tells us more.
Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin has broken his silence on this controversy surrounding his declaration of 4 seats as vacant. The matters have ended up at the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has made interim orders. The Speaker of Parliament instructed his lawyers to take the matters up in the Supreme Court to have those rulings made by the Supreme Court vacated. The court rejected that position. The Speaker of Parliament, speaking for the first time in an interaction with journalists in Parliament, said it appears there is a collusion between the executive and the judiciary to weaken Parliament.
The current brouhaha may be likened to a power play between the arms of government. Recent acts of the judiciary and executive, and I see them as interference in the workings of Parliament, pose a direct challenge to the essence, jurisdiction, authority, powers, and functioning of the esteemed institution of Parliament. The judiciary and the executive are seemingly colluding to weaken Parliament.
The Speaker of Parliament says, despite the NPP not having enough numbers to actually ram their business through, as we have seen in previous Parliament, he and the NDC MPs have bended over backwards sometimes to allow government business through.
The NDC members of Parliament, however, understood the situation and on a daily basis cooperated with the NPP members of Parliament to see government business through. In spite of this, the NDC members are said to be saboteurs of government business.
The Speaker of Parliament says some of these matters that have ended up at the Supreme Court could have been handled maturely in Parliament. He says both the President and the Supreme Court have sinned against the Constitution of Ghana.
The powers of the judiciary ends where the nose of Parliament starts. The Constitution is very clear on freedom of speech and of proceedings of Parliament. This was exhibited by the President's refusal to even receive the LGBTQ+ bill, duly processed and passed by Parliament without any legal basis. The judiciary is supportive of this conduct by the receipt and processing of a suit on this subject matter. These are dangerous precedents in our democratic journey. Both the President and the judiciary have sinned against the Constitution and must seek the opportunity to confess and repent to be forgiven.
Alban Bagbin does not believe justice has been done in this case. He cites other issues when the Supreme Court actually decided to block members of Parliament from actually coming to the House to represent their constituents, and said, where will there be justice if at this point in time you say these MPs whose seats have been declared vacant cannot represent their constituents?
Justice must not only be done, but must be seen to be done in all cases, not in only those cases to which some people appear to be sentimentally attached. Fellow Ghanaians, I respectfully call on the Supreme Court to apply the same swiftness with which the motion ex parte in the Eastern matter was granted to the case involving the president's refusal to receive the Human Rights and Family Values Bill.
You will recall that the Attorney General in court did say that the Speaker of Parliament had committed a crime by illegally procuring the services of Thaddeus Sori. The Speaker of Parliament has been firing back.
He's the Attorney General. He did his service in Parliament here. I was leader then, when he was doing his service here. Yes. So I know him very well before he became Attorney General. There's vast difference between Parliament as an institution and the office of the Speaker. Because I'll meet the Attorney General and I'll tell him my peace of mind on some legal issues and pronouncements he made at the Supreme Court.
During that same proceedings at the Supreme Court, Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono did indicate that it appeared to her that there was a constitutional crisis. The Speaker of Parliament says nothing of that sort is happening currently in the country.
There is no constitutional crisis in this country. The Parliament of Ghana is alive and working. Let nobody mislead, misinform, or disinform you and the country.
So what exactly is going to happen in the House tomorrow in terms of the seating arrangement? The Speaker of Parliament says that is not his job. It is said to be a showdown again tomorrow because both sides are taking entrenched positions, calling themselves the majority, with the NDC MPs clearly signaling their intent to take the right-hand side of the Speaker of Parliament. Reporting for Joy News, Kweku Asante, Parliament House, Accra.
Well, away from Parliament, President Akufo-Addo has disclosed that the Agenda 111 project was the big idea of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. He said Dr. Bawumia approached him in his office during the COVID-19 pandemic and suggested the construction of hospitals in districts without hospitals. Now, the president made these remarks during his thank you tour of the Central Region. And there's more in the following report by Central Regional correspondent Eric Asante.
Addressing the chiefs and people of the Central Region, President Akufo-Addo outlined projects and programs that his government had put in place for the improvement of healthcare. He said more than 70% of the entire Agenda 111 project had been completed, while the rest were at various stages of completion. The president expressed the hope that he would inaugurate some of the hospitals before his tenure of office ends on January 7, 2025.
2021. I brought COVID by my money, who you be there. Which means you are now called Otin Ben or Casa. In our academy, I really so only baby free bar. A far Ghana for Nina. The whole area, Eddie, probably Vice President Muhammad Bawumia in the room. Obaya, not something to say. Or say, research unit or Vice President in the office. I could hear research I just said 260 districts of Ghana. There are 88 districts are any district hospital. And you can tell you say, okay, young say, boom, what? That says 1/3 of Ghana, 88 and 260, 1/3. 1/3 of Ghana population in Yakwai. Sorry, when they need it most during this pandemic. The choir catch them and John said, when they say you will be. And not Bawumia also. To show you the kind of human being we're dealing with in the NPP presidential candidate, Muhammad Bawumia. And you'll be a Ghana. Ghana, some down the Kumaso Papa. of the average in the central region is like the national average, 70% complete. So Nyankopon Preswa, Asana Missy Formula. Several of these hospitals will be commissioned before I leave in 2 months' time.
On the achievement of his government, the president said the free SHS policy had increased the country's SHS enrollment from 800,000 in 2017 to 1.6 million. Additionally, he said a total of 5.7 million young people had benefited from the free SHS policy since its introduction.
In 2017, basically, 800,000 students, and the two was secondary school by 2017. And the number now at double. It's now 1.6 million students in our senior secondary school system. 5.7 million young Ghanaians in the senior, pre-senior high school policy no, and home for so. 5.7 billion beneficiaries of it. I know this year enrollment, the highest enrollment in the history of our country, over 500,000, and no encounter. It's only a local. Now 6.2 million Ghanaians in your policy.
The president took a jab at former President John Mahama, calling him as not trustworthy. He said the people of the Central Region should not give John Mahama the opportunity to rule the country again.
No, you can't tell me I'm not from or Faha, or can we say flip, flop, flop, flip, flip, flop. Yeah, no, any yeah, Povia, the beauty, and you say, aha, and the airport. Now, can't not say more. Yes, sir. Or maybe no, we don't want a leader like that. Somebody who talks from both ends of his mouth is not fit to lead this country.
On her part, the Central Regional Minister, Marigold Hassan, thanked the president for the development in the region.
We are very grateful unto the president, and we say that we just want to admire him, we adore him, we are appreciative of what he has done for the Central Region. In some of the brain on my penny, why Bazama Fifi Manto. Bijamity there, who possess my say, who saw my war, Warren Hubi, upon on Cherry Crown or the drip machines to become. On one assembly, be a contractor for. Assembly, they are the full complement of equipment for the assemblies to work on our roads.
President Akufo-Addo thanked the chiefs and people in the Central Region for reposing their trust in him and supporting his administration to succeed. For Joy News, my name is Eric Asante, Cape Coast.
Now, the people of Shug in the Batanga municipality of the Upper East region have expressed their frustration and disappointment towards the government and Araco Construction Limited for the prolonged neglect of the Batanga-Shug Naga road project. At a press conference, community leaders said the people of Shug would no longer tolerate being overlooked and demanded that the road be completed by the end of the year. Correspondent Albert Sori reports.
30.85-kilometer Bolgatanga-Shug Naga Road connects the Bolgatanga and Kasina-Nankana municipalities and is essential to the socio-economic growth of the two municipalities. However, since the contract for this road project was awarded to Araco Constructions Limited in 2018, it has experienced significant delays, leaving the road in a hazardous condition that threatens public health and safety throughout the year. In the dry seasons, inhabitants have to contend with the high concentration of dust from this untarred road, and during the rainy seasons, the road is extremely muddy, slippery, and almost impossible to ply. Here are some users of the Bolgatanga-Shug Naga road.
Look at this road. This road is so muddy. In fact, look at my mother's. A mother moving to school came and fell here. She got up. She was not cleaning herself. Look at my sandals. Look at this road. Then we claim we should vote. When we vote, so we don't pay tax.
The state of this road has really made me very crazy. Like, I'm crazy, in fact, crazy. This road is spoiling our can spoiling. In fact, people are falling, not only us, but at school children. When they are going to school, some fall here, they do not have any option than to go back. So what do? Even us, we that pick the people from here to town. When there's a pregnant woman, when we are going, we suffer.
Normally, when we drive, it will get to a time, it will not even get long. Most of our can spare parts will be weak because of this route. So we are here pleading with the government that if only he will find a way how that will make this route good for us.
The people of Shirego want the road completed by the end of this year. Stephen Akugre speaks for them.
We believe it is time for the government to hold the contractor accountable for his actions. The people of Shirego, Naga, Tanzun, Sokabisi, Zobisi, and the surrounding community will not tolerate any further delay. No. We are giving the government and the contractor 10 days ultimatum, starting from today, to take decisive action. If Araco Construction Limited fail to return to the site and resume work within this period, we will have no choice but to organize protection against this protest will not be a mere demonstration of frustration. It will be a powerful message to the government and the contractor that the people of Shirego and the affected community will no longer accept being neglected and disregarded.
For Joy News, Albert Sori, Shirego.
Let's do some other stories now. The Ghana Statistical Service, in collaboration with Takoradi Technical University, has launched the 2024 Statistical Data Hackaton competition, a unique platform for students to leverage data for real-world solutions. The competition aims to promote data literacy and innovative approaches in tackling socio-economic challenges. Our reporter, Natalia Kwanza, tells us the story from Takoradi.
6 technical universities are gearing up to compete in the 2024 Statistical Data Hackathon, a competition designed by the Ghana Statistical Service. The hackathon encourages students to apply data skills to real-world challenges. Dean of the Takoradi Technical University's Faculty of Applied Science, Professor Joe Texan, highlighted how hackathons like this can inspire breakthrough innovations.
We will subject the teams to 2-3 hours of trying to make sense of data. Data will be available for them from the Stats Bank. So all they are going to do is to make sense of the data, generate ideas from the data, or if you like, bring about an innovative dashboard using the data, so that once the data changes, the result would just appear. So the Statistical Hackathon means a lot to Takoradi Technical University because it is the first of its kind. So if we are one of the 6 technical universities competing in this Statistical Hackathon, then we need to be proud of it. So Takoradi Technical University is proud of this Statistical Hackathon. And I believe sincerely that our students have prepared themselves well to win. In fact, even to win at the national level.
In a competitive 36-hour session, 5 teams will compete to secure one of the top 3 spots and move to the national level, where they will face 5 other technical universities. Winners will take home cash prize, with top prize set at 5,000 Ghana cedis. Dr. Francis Kweku Sripi, the National Hackathon Coordinator, explained that the goal is to boost students' practical skills in data analysis and problem solving.
We are going to engage students for 36 hours to use the Stats Bank data that we have to develop innovative products
And this product that I'm going to develop should span around the SDGs. They address issues on sanitation, issues on housing, issues on employment, issues on health issues. At the end of the day, the best three from this university will meet again to further develop their products. And after developing their products, we'll upscale their products to invite other stakeholders to come and see what they have done and how best this product can solve issues that we are facing as a nation. You will agree with me that it cannot develop without using data. It is very important for us to take decisions based on the data that we have at our disposal.
The competition, blending data science and creativity, holds the promise of new insights and impactful solution for Ghana's socio-economic development. For Joy News in Athalia, Kwanza, Western Region.
President of the Animation Association of Ghana, Samuel Korte, speaking on the sidelines of the launch of the Guardians animated film series, has urged Ghanaian creatives to take full advantage of the new technologies available to enhance their creative skills in animation. There's more in this report.
Animation has evolved significantly since its inception in 1892, when French inventor Charles-Émile Reynaud revolutionized the art form by being the first to project animated cartoons for a public audience in Paris. Over the years, numerous innovations have transformed animation, evolving from simple hand-drawn sketches to today's breathtaking digital masterpieces. Established in 2002 by the International Animated Film Association, a branch of UNESCO, International Animation Day is celebrated annually on October 28. The day aims to inspire new talent and honor the vibrant world of animation. Jesse Sunkwa Mills, creative director at Mills Media, speaking at the launch of the Guardians animated film series, has called on organizations to invest in the industry, emphasizing its potential to drive business growth.
In recent years and for a while, the French, Institute has been of great support. The French embassy, they have really supported animation in the past years, and they still do. It's a great time for us to actually be in the space. The industry is growing. It's getting better than it used to be before. There are a lot more people getting into the space, a lot more studios, a lot more freelancers, and it's growing as compared to back in the days. Of course, a lot has to also do with the influence of technology. So it's made production of animation, well, I won't say easier, but a lot more better than it used to be before. A lot more people are able to get into the space now because the tools we use for animation are better as compared to back in the days.
The simulation of movement created by a series of pictures is animation. But how it actually works is a bit more complicated than that. Samuel Korte, president of the Animation Association of Ghana, explains the strides that have been made in the animation industry in Ghana.
8 years ago, like I said earlier on, we decided to support our members who had studios that wanted to produce feature films, support them and help them produce their films and see how we can market them. It's come out well. We've had The Crossroads, we've had Asantua, we had Rise, and currently we have The Guardians. So we can say for sure that looking at the numbers, we've increased the numbers, the audience that would want to watch a local animation film. In the last 10 years ago, if you were going to do a local animation film, we are not sure to find people coming in to watch. Thankfully, we've been able to work this thing out, and at the last screening of a local animation film at the Silverbird, we had all the halls at the Silverbird full.
Animation has made significant strides since its inception in 1892, when French inventor Charles-Émile Reynaud first transformed the art form. Stephen Mensah's report, read to you.
Welcome to Business. Now, the marginal reduction in the food inflation rate over the past 2 months was still not enough to slow inflation, the inflationary rate increment for the month of October 2024. There is more in this report.
Statistical Service data showed that the prices of some foodstuff like vegetables, cereals, tubers, plantain, and cooking oil actually went down by some significant margin from September to October this year. However, the weight of these items in the food inflation basket were not enough to significantly slow the rate of inflation for the month of October 2024. Data from the Ghana Statistical Service also showed that general price levels of other food items also went down by some significant margin during that period. But despite the current challenges with the Ghana cedi, import inflation had been dropping over the past months to 16.3%, but inflation of items produced locally was, however, going up. Some have argued that if the month-on-month numbers are anything to go by, then they could argue that there is the likelihood that the trend could be slowing down in the coming month when it comes to the inflation rate. However, one is not sure if government could end the year meeting its revised inflation target for 2024.
Now, Ghana's crude oil production has seen a significant return to positive outcomes in the first half of the year as production surpassed that of the same period last year. According to the semi-annual report of the Public Interest and Accountability Committee, the increase was influenced by the coming on stream of the new well known as the Jubilee Southeast. In financial terms, Ghana received $840.7 million in the first half of the year, as against $540 million within the same period in 2023. Chairman of the committee, Constantine Kujeji, explains.
Total revenue for the half year for these three fields come to $840,765,265.80 US dollars. And the breakdown from the various fields are also indicated. The Jubilee field, which produces more oil, had 248,646.664.31. The SGN was the next in terms of gas, especially 149,108,236 million US dollars. And then the 10 field had 76,520,109 million dollars. So that's the revenue for half year 2024. Now, by this chart, we are showing you the total revenue from our oil production since 2012 to half year 2024. And so far since 2011, we have raked in 10.69 billion barrels, billion dollars in terms of revenue from our oil production. Now, if you look at the chart, you will see that for this year, half year, we have raked in the highest revenue so far, which is 840.77 million barrels. So basically, if you look at it, this year, this half year is better in terms of revenue as against last year, which was $540 million. If you look at last 2 years, it was 731, okay, which was even more than last year. So last year was worse, but this year is better, and in fact, better than all other years.